Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now, today, be careful of the so called experts you're surrounded by. All right, hey, good morning. It is a beautiful sunny summer morning. Well, I guess it's end of May, so is that summer? I think it's summer. A lot has been said about the bad weather in England, but I love the days here in England. We do have a lot of really nice days, just the same as everywhere else, not as many as we did in California, obviously, but it's not as bad. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about experts, the experts all around you. This is something that I found when I put my first app out. It's also something I find when I started doing the YouTube channel. It's something I found when I do anything that's different than the people around me doing. See, that's a strange thing when you try to do something a bit creative, a bit different than the people you're surrounded with, is because you don't have a map. Like maybe you could watch some YouTube tutorials or this guy did this thing, this guy did this thing, right? But if you don't know anybody personally who's done these kind of things, it makes it a bit difficult, right? Like this is a thing I found. When I released my first app, everybody had an opinion about the next app I should do or what features I should add to my first app, right? And at the time, I kind of felt the success I was having, that first initial success or even just getting started, I kind of felt like I was lucky. Like we talk about imposter syndrome. I definitely had imposter syndrome. I definitely did not know what I was doing. But that was normal, right? It was kind of like a thing where anybody gave me any advice, I kind of go, yeah, that makes sense. Or, yeah, obviously they know what they're doing more than I do because I'm just an imposter. I'm a fraud. Any success I've had up till now has been lucky, I guess, right? But the truth is, every single time I take advice from somebody that hadn't done it themselves, it ended up to be a mistake. Like they didn't really know anything more than I did. And, they would say things like, oh, what you should do is you should have a 3-week trial. And then after the 3-week trial, you should just shut the app down completely. Like, well, App Store guidelines don't really allow that. Oh, you should put your ads everywhere. Like you should have the ads pop up randomly. And you're like, dude, we can't really do that. Terms and conditions, everything like that. Or you should have an app that does this. You should have an app that does that. Right. And they all wanted to take credit for giving me this great big idea. And the truth is, I was the one assuming all the risks. The same for the YouTube channel. The amount of times I have people tell me, you need to do a course. You need to have like a special section. You're giving away too much information for free. And I'm like, I don't think I do. I share my opinions. Like we're developers talking to each other, right? It's not like, I don't do tutorials really. I mean, occasionally you might do one, but I like just being able to hang out and chat with you guys, right? But you hear these kind of advice from people who and we start to drill down and says, oh yeah, have you done that? It's like, no, they've never done anything. They've never even, released an app. They've never even done anything in code. They've never done anything like that, but they have all the expertise. They sound as if they know what they're doing. And if you're getting started, if you're like me and you're like, you're taking all the risks, you're watching everything, your head's on a swivel. What could go wrong here? What could go wrong here? You're taking all the risks, you're spending all the money, you're using all of your time. You're not going to do everything that everybody else says, right? I've released apps based on other people's ideas. Like members of my family said, you should do an app that does this. I'm telling you, Eric, it's going to be successful. I'm telling you, this is really something that's necessary. And you do it, and it's like nothing, And I'm thinking, well, they, maybe it's just a self-esteem thing where I think other people, if they sound confident, I think they know what they're doing. But the truth is, if you're going to take advice from anybody, take advice from other people in your sphere. One of the nice things about this channel and even the world in general today, as opposed to when I got started, was there's so many different resources for app developers to go to. On the Overpass channel, we've got this. We do the live streams every week. We got the Discord channel if you want to talk to other developers that are kind of doing the same kind of thing. But also there's other YouTube channels. There's like, Steve P. Young does his thing. There's a bunch of guys that if you want to learn to code, there's so many people out there that do it. Right? Those are the kind of people you should take advice from because they've been there, they've done it, but only to a certain extent, because just because everybody's doing a certain thing and you do the exact same thing, you're not going to get the same results and you're not going to stand out. But it's the people you're surrounded with. It gets really, really difficult to tell them, nah, yeah, no, that's not a good idea, whatever. My thing is I'd always say, oh yeah, no, I'll think about that. And then I'm like, do it or don't do it. But it's funny how everyone comes out of the woodwork. Everybody's like an expert once you get a little bit of success. So watch out for that for those of you guys who are getting started. And it doesn't matter if it's doing apps, if it's doing other kind of software, if it's doing YouTube videos, whatever. Everybody's going to tell you, you know what you're doing wrong. You know how many people have told me what I'm doing wrong on this YouTube channel? It's like, it's crazy. You know what you're doing wrong with the YouTube channel? It's like, well, how many subscribers do you have? I don't have a channel, but you know what you're doing wrong? This other guy I saw, he does this or whatever. It's like, dude, I'm going to do what I'm comfortable with. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Oh, it's beautiful here today. Hope you guys are having a great day. Have a great week. That's it for today. I'll talk to you next time.